Within the animation part of the program, we also have some new features. If we go to animation, we can no longer display the animation timeline under animation, so that can be a little confusing. Now if we go to display and we go to timeline, then we can display our timeline, or hit F11. So that tool has been moved, and let's go ahead and select that now. And of course, display this wizard when creating a new object animation. We can of course either turn that on or off. Click next. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And now what we actually have, I'm going to go ahead and just close all this stuff out right now. With our timeline, we still have our original two options, which are show and hide preview and show and hide properties, but what we also have is splines. So it's kind of like a graph editor for view now, and we can do a lot more animation changes. So let's go ahead and load in a sphere, and then after about, let's say 4 seconds, let's have this sphere sort of move over to the right side of the screen, and then we'll kind of leave it at that right now. And if we take a look at the curves, you can see there are no curves in there, and that's because we need to show the properties first. And once we have properties shown, we can decide which option we want to control with a curve. We can select size, position, orientation, or any of these, really. Let's do position. And now if we go over to the right, we see this little curve right here, where we have our other little timeline down here for each of our properties, and we can click Always Show Curves if we want to actually show the curves of our object. And if we just come down here, just by selecting these different options, we can view all of our different curves and edit them accordingly, or however we wish to edit them. So if you're familiar with graph editors and other programs, then this should be very familiar to you. But it works the same way as our time splines really work, that we have up here on the right. We can still edit our time splines and produce a lot of these effects that way. But of course, to actually come in here and have a graph editor is a huge addition to View, because now we can go in and really be very precise about our animation.